We're here at AROPL Studios with a very dear brother of ours who has very recently joined our community here. He is brother Mohammed from Belgium.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, brother. How are you?
Good, and you?
Very good. And we're very, very happy to have you.
Thank you.
You have a very beautiful energy, and I'm sure we're going to get to know each other very soon and become best friends. But your first language is not... what's your first language?
My first language, it was Spanish, because I was born here. And then we immigrated to Belgium, so I can speak also French.
French.
Yes.
That's amazing. So
That's
you speak Spanish and French. Wow, we have a multilingual... Yeah, this is the talent that we attract, don't we? So people who can speak multiple languages is great. And your English is not so bad either.
Oh...
Really? I think it's better.
We're going to see.
Yeah, we shall see. That's humility right there.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so far, so good. We had a chat before we went on live, and I thought, yeah, this is going to go great. And what I think people would really love to know, and why whenever we have guests who are especially new to the community, is their individual journey, you know, how they heard about this call, and then what happened afterwards that made them then sit in that chair that you're sitting in.
First of all, I see the sermon for Ahmad al-Hassan, but then I lost the track from his videos, and then 1 year ago I see the videos from Ambassador in YouTube.
So you watched the sermon of Ahmad al-Hassan a long time ago?
Yes, yeah, about 3 years or 4, like that.
And then you lost track, but
yes,
then you
I lost track. Yes, with the videos in YouTube.
Interesting.
And
the Ahmad al-Hassan alayhi salam, his sermon, how did you come across that?
I think it was the algorithm in YouTube, because I was looking for Al-Mahdi in this time. Because in the Quran says, "Inna ja'alna fil ardi khalifa." So in any times you have
a caliph.
Yes, a caliph in the world.
Absolutely. And what's your background religiously speaking? Your parents?
My background, it was Sunnite. So we grew up with the Sunnite mentality, and then I do my research, and I see the love for the Ahlul Bayt with the Shia.
Yep.
And then with the Ahmad al-Hassan and Abba Sadiq, he put all this thing together
for you.
And they just add the 12 Mahdis with the 12 Imams, and so it's sense for me.
Made perfect sense to you, huh? Things were clear. Wow, subhanallah. You know, it's not very clear for a lot of people.
Yeah, it takes some time to figure it out. But as a Sunni, you immediately understood.
Yes, because I see the history after the death of Prophet. I see the story from Omar and Uthman, and then from Ali. And I see the story from Ali, and for me, Ali, it was clearly...
Very clearly, right?
Very clearly, yes.
And this was through your own independent research, or did you come into contact with somebody who was a Shia?
No, with my independent research, because the old Sunnite, they tell me, no, it was Abu Bakr and then Omar. But the Prophet make him clear in Ghadir Khoma, Ali, Ismail Mawla.
My successor.
Yes, my successor. And also with... I think the battle for I think
the camel.
Yes, the camel.
The battle of the camel. Yes, yes, very famous battle.
So the Prophet made clear Ali, it was his successor.
Yes,
you did make it very clear. At what age did you realize something is wrong and that the Sunni Islam isn't correct?
What time?
What age?
How old were you?
Okay. When I was 20 years old or 19.
Yeah?
Very young.
This concept of the Mahdi, is it something you learned from your parents, or again just from researching yourself?
The 12 Mahdi?
The Mahdi, Imam Mahdi. Like in Sunni Islam, people believe that Imam Mahdi will be born in the end times and he'll come and he'll rescue the Muslim nation of the Prophet.
In the Sunni, yes, of course.
Yeah, it was your. So you did have an understanding that the Mahdi is a significant person, important in Islam.
Very important in Islam.
And then you just searched for the different opinions, and the one that made most sense to you was the Shia version, where Imam Ali is the successor.
Of course.
Yeah.
After his successor, 12 Imams.
Yes. And when did you ever come across the will of the Prophet Muhammad in your independent research, or was this something you learned later?
After I learned from Abba Sadiq, from his videos, and he makes clear that Al-Yamani, Ahmad al-Hassan, peace be upon him. It was the first Mahdi, and the second it was him, Qaim.
Okay.
Peace,
So when you were watching the videos of Abu Sadiq, what did you hear from him or see that made you say, hey, this man must be true, this must be the truth?
With all his knowledge, and for me, and with he brought 2 surahs in the Quran,
Yes.
Surah Al-Wilayah. So when he broke this surah, it was very clear. It was 100%. It was the successor. It was the real Mahdi.
That's when you decided.
Yeah, to
That's it. I'm gonna.
It is a beautiful episode, that one.
Yeah.
It's so incredible, that particular episode where he reveals the names of the Ahlul Bayt in the Quran. I mean,
Yes, yes. That's the surah you're of course referring to, the surah that was taken out for political reasons, for the reasons of taking the caliphate away from Al-Muhammad and then getting it out there. So that surah had a big impact on you. You were searching for the Mahdi, and then one of Abu Sadiq's videos came into your feed, I guess. That's how. What was the first video that you saw of Abu Sadiq? What pulled you in?
The first video, I don't remember very well, but I think it was about the. I think it was about the successor after the death of the Prophet.
So was that a very important topic related to what you were already researching?
Yes.
That's why it probably showed up in the feed. Subhanallah, I'm really happy the algorithm is working, thank God.
People find the truth when they're looking for it.
Right, for sure. And what was your first impressions when you first saw Abu Sadiq sitting and talking to one of his disciples? How did you feel when your eyes first saw him?
Of course, it's a big family. It's like it's my new family.
Yes, yes.
And they have all love and peaceful with each other.
You know, Brother Mohammed, a lot of people say when they watch that first video of Abu Sadiq on YouTube, it pulls them in and then they can't stop watching.
Yes.
Is that what happened with you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah?
But sometimes it was the videos, it was shocking for me.
Right,
so then
that's another thing.
Yes, I have to wait and the patience, church, and then...
so there were times you watched something, then you had to stop and wait.
Oh my goodness, I can imagine. See, this is the thing. We, Ali and I, were very fortunate because for us it was, step by step.
Yes.
But for somebody like you,
it's all at once.
it's like being hit with many different things. So the fact that you were able to withstand that and then still reach yaqeen, or at least that faith that this is, I have to be with this man. He is the Mahdi. I have to support him. It's quite incredible.
It's for that I take 1 year ago to do hijrah, and I pledged my allegiance 2 weeks ago. Just 2 weeks ago.
So for 1 year you were researching, and then 2 weeks ago you pledged your allegiance. Subhanallah.
Very good.
Just 2 weeks ago.
I'm so happy that you did all that research, rather than just jump a gun. You had questions.
Yes, I have.
You heard something shocking. Like one of the shocking things, even for myself, when I first heard it, was that Makkah was not Makkah.
Yes,
and it was in Petra. I was like, huh?
That was a big one.
Right? And then I had to just really go deep. Is that the type of things you were looking into?
Of course.
Yeah, it's huge stuff, It's an earth-shaking kind of revelation for a lot of Muslims. It's difficult, and they think, well, how could the place of pilgrimage
be wrong?
Well,
so many people be wrong about it, right?
Yeah, and it puts a lot of things. Then you're like, what? Then you're like, is Medina? Is Jerusalem?
All these questions.
Everything pops up. So for 1 year, you were watching, and then you were researching what Abu Sadiq was saying, and you were finding answers, and then
I pledged my allegiance, and when I pledged my allegiance, I was ready to do hijrah from him.
Good. And do you find your English improved a lot from listening to Abu Sadiq? Because you were listening to it in English?
In English with the subtitles in English, and when I don't know a sentence, I go to Google Translation. And
you worked very hard then. You made the effort to learn and understand. That's really amazing. And did you give da'wah to anyone in your family or your friends? Did you talk about Abu Sadiq?
I give da'wah to my friends, but they don't want to patient and do research from this.
They didn't want to research it.
They didn't want to. So you actually did all of this research, everything that Abba Sadiq said that was shocking for you, even though it wasn't in your language, because you would read the English subtitles.
Yes.
Obviously, so you're then reading the English subtitles, and of course that can take a lot of time. I'm just imagining myself listening to something in French or Spanish and how long it would take me to understand. But you were watching all of these videos, looking at the English, looking up the words Abba Sadiq was saying, and then doing research on all of the information that he was giving. And his talks are at least 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes at least, up to an hour long. Did you watch the whole series, The Divine School of Mysteries?
I think I do, yes.
Pretty much the whole thing, huh? All 100 and...
Maybe 5 or 10 videos I don't see.
Okay.
But the majority, I see them, yes.
Yeah. They're really, really well made, aren't they? The videos are so watchable, and the information is so shocking and interesting that you can't stop yourself. And this is something Abba Sadiq has been doing for a very long time. The arrivals. I don't know if you've heard of the...
Chen from YouTube now, our arrivals with the Freemasonry and
yes, the Freemasonry, like all this knowledge was in it. There's a lot of information that's in there. By the way, I wanted to ask, so for 1 year you have been researching. When did you get in touch with the Ansar?
2 weeks ago when I pledged my allegiance.
So 2 weeks ago you reached out, and who did you reach out to here in the French outreach?
Guillaume and Mirza Mustafa, also Arnaud.
2 weeks is not much time, but you made a lot of big decisions in 2 weeks.
So you managed to convince these brothers.
Remy, I forget Remy.
Oh, you gotta mention Remy. Don't forget any names. Sorry, Remy. So these brothers, you spoke to each one of them individually, one by one, or did you speak like?
We have a group with Guillaume and Mirza, and then I speak with Remy and Guillaume privately.
Yeah,
that's really good.
That's really amazing, and they were able. And these guys, by the way, these are very experienced campaigners. They know the dawah very well. Much. They've been with Abba Sadiq for many years, and they really must have seen something in you that made them realize that this guy knows his stuff.
Yes.
He is knowledgeable in the dawah. He has researched independently. And now he's saying he wants to pledge allegiance and be with the community. That's a lot of steps to take. And well done for convincing such a strong group of brothers that you are fully invested and you understand the call and this dawah.
And can I ask, when you found the dawah, you did the research, you pledged allegiance, but then you said, I have to go to the Mahdi, I have to go to Abba Sadiq. That's a big decision.
Yes, because it's like the five pillars.
The pillars?
Pillars, yeah, 5 pillars from Islam is to do hijrah. And I understand with Abba Sadiq the hijrah is from him and not in Petra or Mecca or anywhere.
Wherever he is the place where the
Spirit of God, yes.
Exactly. Well done. I mean, at such a young age, you've been able to see through all the lies and all the misinterpretations of the religion, and you've managed to get through. And I think I'm very excited. And by the way, I think your English is very good.
Yes, it really is quite good.
And what a way to learn the English language. If I had to learn exactly, I would be watching Divine School of Mysteries, and I'm telling you, this is going to increase you. This is the best way to learn a language.
It is a very good way. And by the way, later on, for anyone who is a French speaker out there, we will be having Brother Mohammed live on our French shows today from 4 to 6 o'clock UK time. So make sure that you tune in for that if you want to hear more from Mohammed in the French language. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question for you. Okay. Out of all the stuff that you saw, what was the most shocking thing for you to get over in terms of the information Abba Sadiq was sharing?
Question.
Yes, it's from the conference with the Jesus, Isa.
With the what?
Yes, I know what you mean. Yes. And did you read Goal of the Wise?
Yes, the 7 chapters.
Yeah.
And then the chapters I'm interested too.
Okay, and you were reading it in French, and which language were you?
In French.
In French, yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I would do the same. It's the easiest language for you. And what about the Mahdi's manifesto?
No, I didn't read it.
You haven't read it? Oh, you got to read that. I'm
You
sure.
already applied it.
You pretty applied it pretty much.
You're already living it, so that's a good thing.
Yes, the changing of the covenants from Adam to Noah and all of the different prophets. Did it make sense for you? Did you understand and follow everything?
Yes, so the jurisprudence changed all the time with the new spirit, with the new Khalifa in the earth.
Yes.
So, yes, we have the power to change everything.
Yes.
Yeah, I was curious to ask you, for Muslims who believe Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the final prophet, a lot of people believe that after him there is no more covenant, no more change in the jurisprudence. And as a Muslim person who was brought up like me, Sunni Islam, you grew up in a Sunni family, did you struggle to make that jump that there is a seventh covenant coming?
Sincerely, after the death of the Prophet, already the Khalif make changes in this jurisprudence, like
like the call for Fajr prayer.
Like that. So for me, it makes sense to change the law because person change and the earth change, mentality change. It's not the same. So yes,
so what's the big deal? Makes sense.
I love the way
that's very logical. That's exactly what we should see it like. That's so true.
That is very true. And I think a lot of this is the thing. If there is somebody who is a Sunni Muslim now watching, and of course the majority of Muslims in the world, I think Sunnis make up 70-75% or more, they are really struggling with this idea that because Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Khatim al-Nabiyyin, he's the seal, he's the end, no other law can come after him.
Yes, because they don't believe in Ali and his successor. For that they kill him and assassinate him.
This is the thing. They lost the Kaaba and they lost this information because they lost Ali bin Abi Talib alayhi salam. And this is the crucial thing, isn't it? That if you can make that first jump, that Imam Ali bin Abi Talib was the Prophet Muhammad's true successor, you automatically then gain that insight and that knowledge of the Ahlul Bayt. That the Qa'im comes with a new matter.
Yes, of course.
And you were able to make that jump.
For me, yes.
Subhanallah. That's amazing.
There's this really question that you've asked quite often when we have someone sitting who used to be Sunni. How did you feel when you found out that Prophet Muhammad did write a will? Because before we didn't know, right? Until Abu Sadiq made it clear.
For me, I think in the Sunnite books, all the hadiths, they are not the same, or it's not complete. So for me, it's logic the Khalif not appointed for God. They can change the hadith for that they can rest in the power and keep the power over the Muslims.
Because here's the thing, the Prophet did have there was a caliph right after the Prophet. Now it says in the Quran, like you said, God says, I'm about to appoint a caliph in the land, and it very much is God's prerogative to do that, and only God can do that, which is one of the main proofs in the dawah, that only God can appoint the caliph. Now the Sunnis have a caliph. His name is Abu Bakr. But what is the method of his appointment? Is he appointed by powerful men, or is he appointed by the one true God?
It's appointed by Iblis.
Yes.
Exactly.
He was appointed by Iblis because there's only two options. It's either God or Iblis.
There you go. There you go. I didn't want to say it in order not to, but I like your style.
I like how straightforward and to the point Muhammad is.
Yeah, and there are narrations that say that there was an individual who made bay'ah. The first one to make bay'ah to Abu Bakr was an unidentified old man.
Yes.
This is in the books of the narrations of the Ahlul.
This is in the book of Sulaym ibn Qais in particular. If anyone's interested, the book of Sulaym ibn Qais is actually a very rich book of history that is quite dark, quite heartbreaking, but very, very critical to read. If you are interested in Islamic history, check out the book of Sulaym ibn Qais. It's been vouched for by the direct successors of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, such as Imam Zainul Abidin, the fourth of the 12 Imams mentioned in the will of Prophet Muhammad. Imam Ali al-Sajjad. So the book of Sulaim ibn Qais, make sure you read it if you haven't read it. But yes, that book and other books, they show that the Islamic history was really very bad, like it was very politically terrible. And this is why there are now Sunnis and there are now Shia. You became Shia. Did your family know? Did you tell them?
No, for me, I keep it in secretly. So
you're a wise man. I couldn't contain myself.
Okay.
But yeah, so how did you feel when you found out that this had happened to the Prophet and his family? Because I'm sure you were told, like I was, that the daughter of the Prophet, Fatima al-Zahra, peace be upon her, that she died out of longing for her father. In the loss of her father, she didn't feel like she could live anymore. And then you find out that there was a raid done on her house in order to make Imam Ali swear allegiance to Abu Bakr.
Yes.
How was that whole process for you?
It's a big crime from the home of Ahlul Bayt, from the household from the Prophet. So for me, it's like the history, like Lot. I think Abba Sadiq did an episode on this.
Yeah.
When they broke the covenants with the Prophet Mohammed and Ali. We have only dark in the Ummah of Muslim. It's for that we suffer a lot of right now.
Yes.
In the Muslim country.
Yeah. And now, so you see that, and there's obviously that anger that the Prophet's family was treated in this way, and his beloved daughter, and then of course Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam being poisoned, Imam Hussein being butchered in Karbala, from him his peace. This happened to all of the successors of the Prophet. All of them died because they were killed. None of them died normally. And then you see in this day and age the Shia rejecting the same will that Abba Sadiq comes with, which is the same will that Imam Ali came with. What did you feel about that?
For me, I think Shia, it was created for keep the people in their misguidance, so they didn't know the Imam of his time.
Yeah, that was the reason. And Abu Sadiq is the one who brought the truth to you.
Yes.
Can you tell us how would you explain Abu Sadiq to someone? Who is he for you? Like what do you feel about Abu Sadiq?
Of course, he's the father of all us. He has the spirit of God, so we have to follow him, do whatever he wants. He's us, we are us, but he's here and we are we.
Yes, so beautiful. And subhanallah. Okay, do you mind me, how old are you right now?
22.
You're 22 years of age, subhanallah.
22 years old, remember that?
You see, now, I feel that you are like a soul brother of mine, because your journey is so similar to everybody else's journey here.
You're one of us.
Subhanallah, and you know, when we came across, I'm putting myself in your shoes, right? Okay. Now, I started this journey in 2006-07, long time ago. Maybe I don't know if you were born then, but you probably were a baby. But the thing is, the thing is, when I came across the stuff that you came, I had the exact same reaction. To me, there was only one conclusion. That first of all, I was like, when I became Shia, I thought, Imam Mahdi's here and he's not coming because there's not 313 people? Yeah. What the heck are we doing?
How are there not at least 313 people?
Right. My approach was, I walked to the masjid. The nearest one's near me. I'm like, I want to see, how do I get in touch? How do we get Imam Mahdi here?
And you speak to your manager.
Bring your manager, and this big, fat, kind of non-working scholar comes down the stairs and he wants to talk about all the other stuff except for this one topic. And, you know, you feel that same thing, that you went from Sunni to Shia to Imam al-Mahdi to the will of the Prophet Muhammad. And then Abba Sadiq, you see him talking. I'm just putting myself in his shoes back here. And the only thing you can do is to reach him by any means necessary, right? And this is the man who is mentioned in the will that is a protection against misguidance. So I really think he is a beautiful example of somebody who what I love about you is that you are an independent researcher. You don't rely on others' opinions. You want to know the truth for yourself. And to you, all of this made sense.
Yes.
Well done, Mohammed, for that.
Excellent. This is great.
Do you have any advice you'd want to give the people who are watching and listening right now?
Yes, of course. They can read the book, do his research, ask God, and inshallah He will guide to you.
He will guide. And what if they come across something hard that's difficult for them to do? How would you advise them to, like you did, overcome this thing because of their own programming and ideas?
With the patience.
Patience.
Yes.
Like the Quran says, patience and prayer. God bless you, Mohammed. The truth is that simple. You know, I love that you put the truth in very few words, and it's so simple. But that is the nature of truth. It's simple. It's to the point. And Muhammad's story is an inspiration to anyone who is on that journey to the truth. If you are brave enough to be an independent researcher and look for the truth, then just like you said, Muhammad, the people will find it. They will find Abu Sadiq, and he will find them. That is how it works, really. So I guess it's a good point here to wrap up. Thank you for joining us today, Brother Mohammed.
Thank you to you, Alia.
Really enjoyed it.
I had a lot of fun. Thank you for coming. It was really good.
And we will be going live again tomorrow morning, so make sure you tune in for that. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.